Okay, problem 5 on the review asks us which model best represents this expression, 1/3 times 3/5. Well, these are all definitely multiplication models. We have fraction times another fraction, and the part that's double shaded, that's both gray with diagonal lines, would be our product. But the fractions we're multiplying, let me mark them on each of these models. On model A, if you look at the rows that have diagonal lines, I have 2 rows that have diagonal lines, and I have 3 rows total. So that's the fraction 2/3. Then if I look at the columns that have gray, that are shaded gray, I have 1, 2, 3 columns that are shaded gray out of 5 columns total. So that's the fraction 3/5. This product, the part that's double shaded gray with diagonal lines, would be the product of those two fractions, 2/3 times 3/5. But we're looking for 1/3 times 3/5, so we can eliminate answer choice A. Answer choice B, if you look at the number of rows with diagonal lines, we have 1 out of 3, so that's 1/3. And we have 3 columns that are gray out of 5, so that's 3/5. So this model is showing us 1/3 times 3/5, and that's the expression we're looking for. So it looks like our answer is B. And if we look at the part that's double shaded, these 3 squares, those are 3 squares out of how many squares total? It's 3 by 5, so 15 total. And if you look top times top, bottom times bottom, that's what you would expect to get. 1 times 3 is 3, 3 times 5 is 15. But the answer, the model that's representing that expression, is answer choice B. Which sequence follows the rule 3n plus 2, where n represents the position of the term in the sequence? So we're going to be doing lots of this in class on Monday, but I want to show you the best way to answer this question. Just set up a table. We want our position here, n, and our term is our terms are following the rule 3n plus 2. Then we'll just try that for n equals 1, n equals 2, n equals 3, and see which one of these sequences follows our table. So when n equals 1, 3 times 1 plus 2, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. When n equals 2, 3 times 2 plus 2, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. When n equals 3, 3 times 3 plus 2, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. And then I look over at my answer choices. I'm looking for a sequence, a list of terms, 5, 8, 11. This one doesn't work. It starts with 5, but then 10. This one doesn't work, doesn't even start with 5. Here's our answer, 5, 8, 11. If you had time, you could check these other terms. They'll all work. This first term doesn't work in D, so that we can rule that one out. So our answer is answer choice C. Problem number 7. Which expression does the double shaded part of this model represent? This is very much like problem 5 that we did earlier. If we look at our gray rows, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows are gray out of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows total. So that's 5 out of 10, which can be expressed as a decimal. If you just read that fraction, it's 5/10. So just write that decimal, 5/10, 5 in the tenths place. Now our columns, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns with diagonal lines out of 6, 7, 8, 9, again 10 columns total. So 4 out of 10, or 4/10, which could be expressed as 0.4, 4/10. And this again is a multiplication model. The double shaded area represents the product, so the product would be 0.5 times 0.4. The double shaded area would be represented by the product of those two decimals, and that is answer choice A. Pick up the review with problem 8 on the next video.